Okay, so you've already looked at the prompt for CBA 1, which is what I'm looking at right now. You've read the instructions for writing a kernel essay to help plan your narrative essay. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the process so you can see how that looks. Here's the prompt, and what we've already determined that we're supposed to do is write a personal narrative about a time you had to make a difficult decision. I've done my brainstorming, and I've decided what difficult decision in my life I'm going to write about. So I'm going to show you now how I would do a kernel essay to address that prompt. Whenever you write a kernel essay, you're pretty much going to follow the same structure. And the structure that you want to follow for a personal narrative is a memory structure. And it consists of 5 questions, which I'm going to write into each of these boxes. And then we're going to answer each of those 5 questions in a single sentence in order to create our kernel essay, which is basically just a plan or a draft of a short essay. The first question that you need to address when you're writing about a memory is, where was I? And what was I doing? So go ahead and write that in your organizer. Where was I and what was I doing? The next question is, what happened first? Pretty simple. Next question you're going to answer is, logically, what happened next? In the next square, you're going to write the 4th question, what happened last? And then finally, because you're writing a personal narrative plus that extension we talked about, you have to write, what did I learn? Remember, that's very important that you don't forget to include that last part. Okay, so what I'm going to write about is a time when I got in trouble when I was a little kid, and I lied, and I had to make a difficult decision to tell the truth. So the first question is, where was I and what was I doing? I was 9 years old. It's always good to include that information. Sitting at home because I was grounded from riding my bike. It's where I was, what I was doing. Now, next question. What happened first? Well, my parents went out, so I rode my bike when I wasn't supposed to. What happened after that? What happened next? Well, I cut my heel really bad on the pedal and didn't tell my parents because, of course, I was scared because I lied and went out when I wasn't supposed to. So what happened last? 4th question. Well, it got infected. So bad that eventually I could barely walk. So what did I learn? learn that sometimes you have to tell the truth even though it can be hard or get you in trouble. I don't have a sixth one in this structure. But what you will see, if you read all 5 of those sentences together, I've got a really short draft of an essay now in perfectly planned organization. I was 9 years old, sitting at home because I was grounded from riding my bike. I rode my bike when I wasn't supposed to. I cut my heel really bad on the pedal and didn't tell my parents because I was scared. It got infected so bad that eventually I could barely walk. I learned that sometimes you have to tell the truth, even though it can be hard or get you in trouble. You see, that's not a complete essay, and there's a lot of detail missing, and all the sentences kind of begin the same way, so it sounds kind of boring when I read it, but it is a plan, and my sequence of events is in perfect order, and I made sure to include my reflection. So that's the value of writing a kernel essay when you're planning a bigger essay. It just kind of helps you get your thoughts in order and make sure that you include all the big events that happened. So now you're going to try one on your own.